Good morning, Hub Robotics. How is everyone doing this fine Monday morning? Let's get this party started here and get going on another wonderful week here. So this is March 8th. We got a few more weeks till spring break, so we are well on our way. I'm just going to turn my volume up just a hair here so you can hear me. There we go. Much better. All right, fantastic. So here's the plan. We are going to talk our way through what the intros are doing, what the intermediates are doing, and our one advanced student we've already talked, so we know where we're going with that. So for introductory this week, what's going to happen is you guys are going to be studying for and getting ready for your technical design quiz. We did a Kahoot on during class on Thursday, so if anybody missed that, it is posted here on the D2L site on our course blog. And that is going to be something you can use to kind of reflect on and to work on. I also suspect that as I go through folders this week, which is something I am doing or in the process of right now, that you all need a little bit more time to finish up the camera in isometric, the orthographic, the oblique and isometric initials, as well as the perspective Tetris bricks. Those things put together mean that you have a bit of a busy week. On Thursday morning, what's going to happen is you guys are all going to come in. I'm going to make the quiz active, and it's exactly what we talked about. There is an example quiz on. Not an example quiz. There'll be the actual quiz, and it'll look very similar to this. Let me just pop open my drive here, and let's quickly talk about what it will look like. I'll show you an example, and we will go from there. So here's an older version of the quiz. What you're going to get is something like this and a quiz function on D2L, and it's simply going to ask you, is it A, B, C, D, E, or F? Those are the options: first angle orthographic, third angle orthographic, 1-point and 2-point perspective, as well as isometric and oblique drawing. Those are the 6 options for all of the questions. There will be 12 questions on the test. It will be super easy. You just have to identify, well, 12, there's 6 options and there's 12 questions, so you can do the math on that. There's probably 2 examples. I try to make there be a simple and a complex example of each of those drawing styles, and that's all she wrote. With that being said, that's your week for this week for intro. Good luck, have fun, and as per usual, you know where to find me in the discussion board if you have some questions. For intermediate, we are going to be going a little further into our moving machines project. Now you've already gotten to a point where you've probably done the simple piston project, and you're probably looking at the next piece. We will obviously see each other here very shortly on Monday morning where we will talk about this. But another piece that I want you to do is I want you to make sure that you've gone and started to look at the next few projects. There are 4 projects in the moving machines. Technically the simple piston is the first one. It's what I consider to be the basic level of this project. This one here is the one that we'll talk about today in class, which is the gear train. And what you're going to see is the gear train is an animatable fusion project where you're going to animate the idea, in this case, of I believe this is an 8-to-1 gear ratio. Again, we'll talk about this in class this week. It actually goes a little bit further though, because it also takes it to the gear train would be the competent level, but it also goes to the skilled and exemplary level. The skilled level being a Geneva wheel. All right, this is a Geneva mechanism, and it will show kind of a skilled level of CAD because it adds a new feature. The gear train uses joint constraints, meaning we join things, as well as motion links. So we link the motion of one rotation to the next rotation. And then the Geneva wheel is a little bit more complicated because it uses what's called a contact set. It actually calculates when 2 objects are hitting each other in the design, which is super cool. Again, we'll talk a little bit about it probably today. And finally, the piece here is the Theo-Jansen mechanism. And this is a very cool piece because it is actually the idea that you can have a walking type robot. I'm going to show you an example of this right here. Oop, that was the wrong button. That was the very technical motion analysis of the Jansen mechanism. If anybody wants to dig into the math that's involved there, you are more than welcome. There's nothing wrong with that. The Jansen mechanism itself is our exemplary level project, and it's creating something that moves similar to this, a walking leg, and when put together they actually form a very uniform walking motion. Now, this isn't a this week project, obviously. Here we are. It is March the 8th. We have until March the 26th until spring break, so that gives us about 3 weeks. So for intermediate, we are going to be working through these projects for approximately the next 3 weeks. This will get us off till after spring break when we start looking at electronics and coding again. With that being said, interviews are set for Friday the 12th. If anybody is interested in having an interview with me and chatting about robotics with you, your parents, any combination thereof, I'm available from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and you guys can book it through the conference manager. I do believe that on your hub, some of your hub D2L shells, there is a set of instructions on how to do so. If not, if you're having trouble with it, throw me a message in the discussion forum and we can absolutely have a conversation about that. With that being the case, here's a summary of this week. We've got class on Monday for intermediate. We've got class on Thursday for intro. For intro, your quiz will be on Thursday for your identifying the different types of technical design, as well as still making sure that you guys have those cameras, initials, and Tetris bricks done for this week. Intermediate, obviously, we are going to be working on our moving machines project. With that being said, that's all she wrote. Good luck this week. Enjoy the warmish weather outside, and we'll see all of you in class this week. Cheers.